Welcome to Myopian Gaming. I know most of you guys are probably still playing the robust campaign of Street Fighter 6 and Diablo 4, but I appreciate you joining me for my rundown and reaction to what I found interesting at the Summer Games Fest 23.
Well, Mr. Keighly. We meeting again.
So this is Geoff Keighly's valiant effort at bringing what used to be the dopest game show around, the Electronic Entertainment Expo, directly to the consumer.
Don't ask questions, just consume product and then get excited for next product.
Minus the testosterone. Geoff says that SGF 20 didn't kill E3, but it was ruled a suicide. But where were you, Mr. Keighly, on the night of 2020? But now the GK has murdered E3. Summer Games Fest is all we got, man. And it's getting there. These game shows are all about getting exclusives to the show and world premieres. But it's getting harder and harder to justify since publishers can just put the videos out themselves. And with the increase in development cost, there's just not enough to go around. It always seems to be the formula of show some DLCs, show some gameplay of stuff we already know about, show some mid-indies, and then maybe one or two bangers. This show doesn't seem to deviate from the much beaten path, but I think now we're starting to see the show for what it is.
It is what it is. It is what it is. It is what it is.
It is what it is.
And it's really starting to take shape. Geoff's big break into the gaming space was hosting Game Trailers TV and being the lead anchor of E3 coverage for G4. The good one, before it became,
if you don't like it, don't watch it. Peace.
Game Trailers used to be the shit, being one of the best channels to access an extensive library of high-def nerd stuff trailers as soon as they were dropped, and a lot of original content that was worth watching, including the never wrong game industry analyst Pac-Man, Michael Pachter, and the Invisible Walls podcast. Even Screw Attack was on there. Geoff was one of the OG intelligent defenders of video games, back when Fox News were the pearl-clutching buzzkill puritans of the media, even though now it seems the pendulum has swung the other way.
Everything is sexist, everything is racist, everything is homophobic.
So I would never shit on Geoff. But Summer Games Fest has had a few rough years, but I think it's gotten better every time we've jumped on that stream. But anyway, let's get on with the show. So they start the show out with what's obvious from the jump to be a Prince of Persia game from Ubisoft, everyone's favorite copy and paste Mad Lib of a game pub. But it would have been way cooler to see a remake of Sands of Time or maybe Warrior Within. And January 18th for a 2D platformer from a massive publisher is a little disappointing if I'm being honest. That's a ways off. So next up is a look at the story mode and gameplay from Mortal Kombat 1 from NetherRealm Studios. And lo and behold, it looks exactly like 11. They show off some really cool stages and how the cameo assist characters will work, and we finally get to see my boy, Jonathan Cage. It does seem to have a little bit less of a campy vibe to it and a little bit more of a serious tone from the first few games, and that I like a lot. Also, the female characters don't look like this anymore. But it is more of Mortal Kombat 11, just drop one of the ones. So MK fans can rejoice. Also, Ed Boon is smooth on the mic, like he's done this before. Next, I got tricked for an ad for Warships, which I thought was Path of Exile 2, and I was planning to skip it, but then I saw the real game and I decided to skip it anyways. Next up we had Robot Ryu and Robot Guile fighting some dinosaurs, then Superman and Dead by Daylight. Not gonna lie though, Nick Cage's appearance was pretty dope. He was also very funny and seemed to be very into it. Witchfire is from the guys that made Bulletstorm, Painkiller, and It Shows. It looks really interesting, possibly a boomer shooter with huge environments and impressive visuals. Maybe something to watch. Next we had Budget Michael B. Jordan showing us Crossfire VR. Remnant 2 looks alright. Sonic. Okay, I think we're gonna have to skip some of these games. This is way too much. We have Honkai Waifu Game, but it's on PS5, so that's a little counterproductive. Lies of P looks like it could probably be pretty dope. It's a Souls-like game, and you play as Pinocchio, but when you lie in this game, your P grows instead. So get to lying, boys! Demo is out now. Akira Toriyama, famed Japanese artist, has Sandland coming from Namkai Bandai. Looks alright. We'll skip all the Annapurna crap and maybe Amazon's game too. but it's called Throne and Liberty, just in case you want to look it up. Warhaven from Nexon had no sound during the presentation, so I'm sure somebody's getting fired there. Then Max Payne himself comes on stage to present Alan Wake 2, and we find out you gotta play as someone else for half the game. That always turns out really well. He says it can be played as a standalone game, but the first one was worth playing through anyway. Remedy is a really talented studio, so I'd say it's safe to assume it'll be good for those who like their previous games. It really does look incredible. Warhammer Space Marine 2 will undoubtedly be freaking awesome. The first game may be a hidden gem for most people, but if it's anything like the first one with updated visuals, it'll be a must-buy. And now from Insomniac, we finally get to see what we've been waiting for, and that is Wolverine. Psych! Again. We get a release date for Spider-Man Dose, and that is October 20th, 2023. Then we get a look at the legend formerly known as Kazuma Kiryu in Like a Dragon Gaiden, the man who erased his name. Like a Dragon is now replacing the Yakuza title here in the West, and I think I don't have to tell you Yakuza fans that this game will be an absolute banger. If you haven't played any of the Yakuza games, especially Zero,
I feel sorry for your mother.
What you say about my mama?
Next they showed off these hella ugly Series X's designed by Porsche, but I kinda want one honestly. Then Geoff unloads like 20 minutes of mid on us, and then we got a first look at Immortals of Avium. And just from this still alone, I can tell you I will not buy this. What the fuck are you doing, EA? Besides the giant swole female and the sissy little dudes, it looks so generic it hurts. This is a future big budget flop if I've ever seen one. Fortnite Wilds looks more interesting than Immortals. At least that one has Optimus Prime in it. Finally, we got our big showstopper, Final Fantasy VII Rebirth. Everyone knows this will be a Game of the Year contender, as long as they don't make some kind of massively idiotic changes, or Squeenix's ethics department decides to completely cut Tifa out or something. This one will be a banger, and the trailer looked very, very much like the last game. But as long as those Unreal Engine problems are fixed, we'll be fine. It comes early 2024 on Dos Discos. And that's about it for the show. But I do have a little bit of post-show news for you. The rumored Persona 3 remake will be called Persona 3 Reload. And there is a trailer out along with the Persona 5 spin-off, which looks to be a strategy game set in the world of P5 but with a big head art style. I've only played through Persona 5 Royal and I'm currently working on Persona 4 on the Switch, but I can tell you that any more Persona is only a good thing. Persona 5 is really good. I had no idea Reload would look like Persona 5. That was a pleasant surprise and such a genius decision by the Atlas and P Studio devs. My excitement level has ratcheted up to 11.5. And according to my very reliable inside source, it looks like these trailers were leaked and they were supposed to be on Xbox's showcase coming up on the 11th of June. And apparently these games will be released day one on Game Pass, which is pretty awesome. Xbox better bring out whatever big guns they had sitting in storage, because if they don't kill this showcase, it could be devastating. Xbox will always have infinite funds for infrastructure and R&D, but with the recent gaffes like Phil Spencer saying exclusives won't change anything,
I see commentary that if you just build great games, everything would turn around. It's just not true.
Redfall, and the inability to capitalize on PlayStation's mid-showcase, a lot of people may walk away for good. Let's go, Marcus Phoenix Collection. And that's it for the video. Hit me up on Twitter if you want to start some tweeter beef. Thank you so goddamn much for watching, and piss out.